The city lights, you're falling in love. Still aware, you know it is true that you were lost and this is a clue. Love is forever, love is forever. To believe you gotta let go. Light as a feather, light as a feather. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo. Love is forever, love is forever. Gotta let go. Love is forever, love is forever. Gotta let go. With the music still in your ears, you're on your way to conquer your fears. In this dream of your own desire, there is someone calling your name. Love is forever, love is forever. To believe you gotta let go. Light as a feather, light as a feather. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo. Love is forever. Gotta let go. Love is forever. Love is forever. Gotta let go. To believe you gotta let go. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo. Just close your eyes. And when you wake up, you know what you need to do. Just close your eyes. Someone's been waiting for you. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes.
Will I cry? Will I leave behind broken and crumbled signs, hiding all my roads to you? Uh-oh. And if I fight, will I come to life, calling for all your light, giving all my heart to you? Uh-oh. And I've been falling, I've been lost, and I've been calling on my ghost. I put time. Wake up, this restless soul. Nothing's gonna slow us down as long as we fall. We're rushing against the wall. Nothing's gonna slow us down as long as we fall. From time to time to time, we were okay. Now it's breaking up real bad in a mad way. Wake up, this restless soul. Nothing's gonna slow us down as long as we fall. We're rushing against the wall. Nothing's gonna slow us down as long as we fall. Nothing's gonna slow us down as long as we fall. Side on the edge of life, losing our precious time. We slide, slide, slide on the edge of time. Losing our precious time.
Time can never be your trusted friend or your sworn ally. No, it's the harshest mistress of all. And life is just a chain of moments spent, 1,000 hellos and goodbyes. Maybe a love like ours can leave out its call. I will keep you near.
always were a dreamer as a child. Every night I watch the stars hoping for a sign. My father said, come down to earth, my son. But in my heart I knew there's something more out there. So follow me, just follow me. Yeah, follow me to another world. So follow me, just follow me. Yeah, follow me to another world. To another world. To another world. Don't you wanna lose that ball and chain? Climb over the walls and see what lays beyond. You just gotta reach out and grab my hand. Together we can make it to a paradise. Follow me, just follow me. Yeah, follow me to another world. So follow me, just follow me. Yeah, follow me to another world. To another world. To another world. Yeah, follow me to another world.
Welcome in, everybody. It's time for the 5.23 update show. I'll be your host as per usual, Aggro. And let me tell you, we got a good one coming for you this time around. Now, we usually say that, but I mean it this time for real. We've got a big patch for you here. Patch name is going to be Godslayer 5.23 because we're going to be doing an epic reveal of the Godslayer Ares Tier 5 Odyssey reward. It is going to end up being epic. We also, of course, have a bunch of Project Olympus stuff, some bug fixes, a lot of balance that we'll be getting to pretty shortly, some excellent skins, as you saw there on the preview, and a mini adventure that it might be my favorite one yet, just by name alone. But first, let's go back and take a look at some of those skins real quickly as we get into it. First one, Jingle Shell's Kuzon bow. This one you should be excited about because you'll be able to earn this skin for free in 5.23. We'll have more details on that in just a little bit. Dual Tech Hell is next up on the list. Saw a lot of speculation on the subreddit on what this skin could be, and you should be excited because this one is amazing. Kitty Kaboom Cirquette on the list as well. A different look for Cirquette, but one that seems to suit her pretty well. Battle Queen Hera. Hera getting her first big skin since joining the Battleground of the Gods, and Argus looking clean as well. Shadow Stalker Izanami going through with a lot of that same feel of that creepy Bakasura and Opwash. We're getting closer to a full team of creeping out your opposition. Count Baron Samdi there as well. Everyone should be excited about that skin. Look at that. That's awesome. And the one you've all been waiting for, Stitched Horror Zhang Kui. Trust me when I say the wait is going to be worth it. Wait until you see what we have in store for this skin in-game. Really excited about it. And of course, the other one you've all been waiting for, Godslayer Ares. We're going to have a big breakdown of this Odyssey reward skin pretty soon, including the background lore and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be great. Make sure you stick around. But first, we've got some balance stuff to go over. And for that, we've got Hindu sitting alongside Pon and AJ.
Thanks a lot there, my boy Ryan. Yeah, as you can see, I'm alongside AJ and Pompon. Bit of a different setup this week. Obviously, we're having a bit of rework in the studio with the downtime for Season 6 coming up and the SPL and things. So that's why we're in here. How you doing, boys?
Good. Pretty good.
I like it in here. It's cozy. It's nice. They got this cool imagery. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's warm as opposed to outside, which is cold.
It's nice and
That's why I'm wearing this jacket too. Speaking of jackets, what's going on here?
Oh, this is our new Team Titanforge.
Where's Amaterasu
hoodies.
gone?
These are just really cool and comfortable. I wanted to try out something new, so I'm sorry if you guys are missing Amaterasu. She'll be back soon enough.
New season soon, new AJ.
Yeah,
Exciting.
right?
Let's
New
get
year,
on
new me.
with the balance and patch notes. First of all, a couple of updates towards Project Olympus is the first thing to mention. UI is going to have a bit of an update this patch. New play screen and match lobby screens are now on PC. New friends list and party UI on PC, PS4 and Xbox. So we're getting updates on all of these things.
Yeah, so I made a comment recently on Reddit just to go into more details about this. We've talked about it on the show before. So, first thing about UI changes, like they can be jarring. Even if they're drastic improvements, their things are changed. So things might be in different places. It'll take people time to get used to it. So we just want you to know that we are aware of that feeling. Like we understand this as gamers and as users of other websites. Like we feel this all the time. Yeah. So we have to be careful with that. We want to try to do our best to make this transition smooth. So we want to hear your feedback as we go forward. So we're going to keep this channel open. But we got a lot of UI changes coming this patch. I'm going to see PC getting a lot of changes. A lot of the changes have been on console. This is the patch where we're really starting the PC changes. So you're going to see a lot of new things. Home screen's going to feel different. The match lobby, play screen, friends list, party UI, a lot of changes. So it's a lot of things. We've been working on this incrementally. We're really trying to do this in a nice budgeted sense to get things moved forward piece by piece to move towards our ultimate goal of true crossplay and cross progression.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a really big goal, and we're really excited that we're almost there. And taking a lot of the UI and unifying features, so it's a lot of things that don't necessarily translate well between the platforms, we need those to work together when we get to crossplay mode. So we're going to be working towards that. We're also just working to update the art, so you get a more SMITE feeling experience in the client. And we're trying to find other ways to make improvements to the UI along the way as we do this update.
Gotcha, so it's going to kind of unify all the platforms together at the same time.
These are some big
That's the big
changes.
idea.
We have some lofty goals. Just want the community to be
aware of them.
and be open with your feedback, and talk to us, and we'll be listening, and we'll be taking notes as we go forward, because this is a bigger. Making a lot of small changes as we go. This is going to be a relatively big patch.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes.
Okay, well, keep an eye on that, guys, and give us updates to that, as well as part of the Project Olympus is the player gifting that we talked about. Player gifting goes live in this patch 5.23. You can head over to smitegame.com and check out the player gifting blog for full details. That blog's already live, I guess.
Right, I went through the specific rules last patch.
Yep.
We posted that. Still, a lot of people didn't quite
Get the
figure
idea
out the
of it.
rules. You don't give away any items you already own.
No, idiots.
You just buy a thing
Who
to send
thought
to a
that?
friend. It's
Who
okay.
thought that would be the case?
It kind of makes sense, like the
Gifting,
way,
yeah.
you buy a thing, then you own it, then you give it away. But in this sense, if I want to send Hitman
I don't
a
want
gift,
pre-owned stuff. I want my own. Like,
if I want to send Hitman a gift, I will open the gifting menu in the game. I will buy you a new gift. It goes directly to him.
promise?
It doesn't take away anything from me except gems. That's
promise
how
you-
it'll work.
You just announced you're going to get me
Yeah.
a gift.
I will,
have to
I
get
will
him one
get
now.
you a gift. Sure,
I'm
I
so
will.
excited
I'm gonna get you
about
a
that.
gift. You should have
Very-
joined our Secret Santa. Then
But
you would
last
definitely
time you
got
also
a gift.
I think
forbid
I've been
anyone.
invited.
Well,
You forbid anyone
that's
from
too bad.
using gems that were given to us for being employees, so you actually have to go buy gems to give him a
Yes,
present.
I'm going to
That's
prove
true.
that's the case.
Although, I don't know how we're going to enforce that, but employees still need to be careful.
Moving on from
All right, yeah,
gifting,
let's move on.
on to actual balance then. The bug fixes, first of all. General bug fix an issue where having a large amount of friends caused FPS stuttering. Hot fix this week.
Yes. That
Good
was an
times,
interesting
boys. Thanks for
one,
that one. All the personalities out there really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I guess you may have had some issues
I
as
had
well.
that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we couldn't play.
Funsies, but should be fixed now and cleaned up. And also for console, fix an issue with referred friends receiving an error when a new user tries to play the tutorial. Interesting. That was a weird bug.
Yep, and it's
Okay.
fixed.
But that's fixed. Won't be a problem. Then on to gods. Before we get onto the gods, what's the major focus this week? Because to be fair, last patch you guys hit pretty much everything that people were complaining about being too strong. So what the hell are you hitting this patch?
So this one, we were actually focused on gods that we wanted to bring up that weren't necessarily super meta focused or super in depth towards like needing to be with a season 6 patch.
Okay.
That were just kind of underperforming and we could bring up. So last patch, as you said, we addressed a lot of the meta concerns right after Worlds. This one we're just looking to make adjustments as we head into season 6.
And the funny thing is, heading to season 6 as well, a lot can change. So sometimes changing gods at this point isn't necessarily a good thing because it may impact them a couple of weeks' time. a
Right,
month's
so
time.
what we're looking at in 5.2.3 and 5.2.4 is mostly buffing some gods that have been very out of the meta.
Okay.
And that we don't expect the new season changes to really buff anyway. They're going to need it either way.
Gotcha.
And we're going to try to make a few but impactful changes to these lesser seen characters to add a few exciting new faces into the game. Essentially bring them back as we move towards season 6, where we're going to get a lot of exciting changes.
Okay, well, we'll start off with Arposh first of all. This is not someone that needs a
And the
buff.
one meta nerf we made
He's a
this
meta
last
nerf.
patch,
Yeah, the one that we didn't really get last patch. Arposh Undead Surge decreased slow duration from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, and Empty the Crypts decreased duration from 6 seconds to 5 seconds. So just not as potent overall, I guess, with these changes.
Yeah, pretty much. Mid-season, we gave him a lot of love to help him really find his role in conquest modes where he had this more teamfight orientedness, and that kind of propelled him both to be really well in conquest, but also outside that mode as well.
Yeah.
And so now we're looking to rein back that strength without removing what we thought was really key to that, which was the zone control that his ult provided, and just the teamfight utility that he brought, especially with the 2 zombies being immediately available to you. And so what we looked here to do was decrease the slow duration of Undead Surge and decrease the whole lifetime duration of Empty the Crypts, so that when you do get hit by these abilities or when these effects are active, you're going to be able to actually respond to them more quickly. They're going to fade off more quickly. There's going to be smaller gaps where Aquash and his team can actually take advantage of those actual strengths.
Yeah, the buff's made it potent, and we're just trying to tone that down just a little
Well,
bit.
we've learned a lot of things with Opwatch changes over the years,
Yeah.
right? He's had a lot of changes. A common discussion that comes up with Empty the Crypts is its rules around when it should persist, when it should go through walls, or it should go away on death. We've tried all these different combinations, and it always felt bad. And he still wasn't very good. So giving him the full access to Empty the Crypts to last even along death was a change we felt was it was a pretty powerful change, but also something that made it better to feel to play Opwash. But we wanted ways to counter him. That's why we decreased the duration, so you have more ways to play around it.
Yeah.
And also to know that extra second is going to decrease its cap damage by a good bit as well. That's
true. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come down a little bit as well. So that's Arposh. Moving on, though, as we said, this is focused on gods that may need a bit of love. Kukulkan, someone we've not seen in a while, is actually going to get a bit of a love here. Spirit of the Mortal Pain, the Warcry, decreased cooldown of Spirit of Mortal Pain from 100 seconds to 85 seconds. And we've also updated description to display the cooldown of Kukulkan's transformed ultimate is 35 seconds.
Yep.
The extra bit there, the 35 seconds, is that because there was a chance of 2 rotations?
Yes, if you have enough cooldown reduction, you can actually get 2 uses
Very
of
rare.
it. And so you want to make sure that text is there for you. But it is very
Okay,
rare.
okay.
The odds of you having the CDR to trigger that, in general, you're getting to high amounts, but you're not getting quite there. But yes, that was a thing. Overall, though, for Kukulkan, he was very potent, and I think a few people might even still feel as potent, but he really fell off after he received 3 nerfs back-to-back,
Yeah.
largely targeted towards, one was the cooldown going to 100 seconds, but also a whole amount of base power he got from transforming, and that was really making that lane matchup where he could transform at level 1, 2 being really difficult. Since we've toned that down, he fell off drastically. His world performance wasn't that good, and so we want to bring back some of that strength we think that he needs, which is that cooldown reduction on his ultimate, not the base strength that he got that made his level 1
So it's a
and
bit
2.
of a of revert on one of the aspects we looked
pretty
at
much,
to bring
yeah.
it back up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good color then. Moving swiftly along is Guan Yu. Guan Yu, who at the start of the season was pretty strong, and actually Conviction was one of the reasons he was so strong, or at least perceived that way. And that's going to be changed this patch. We're going to boost the amount of bonus healing from 1.5 to 1.7 times the amount. So it's a bit of a love here for the Conviction.
Yes, so this is actually a half revert.
Right.
So when we made the changes to him, he was actually very, very potent.
Yep.
And the only change we really made to him was reducing Conviction from being a 2 times multiplier to the healing to 1.5. And we saw him fall off drastically after that change.
He fell off very hard for
Yes.
this one change. We were quite surprised.
Yeah, it's generally like those kind of number changes don't move the needle that much, but this one did.
Sure.
And so we feel like there's definitely some middle ground for this amount of multiplier that will feel good to play against and play with, but not be too oppressive or not be too weak. So we're going to try 1.7.
Okay, and we'll see where it goes from there.
I mean, to remind people who haven't paid attention, we changed Guan Yu's passive so that when he reaches full stacks, all of his abilities are boosted all the time until he goes out of combat. You can boost your whole 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a huge buff.
I think a lot of people still don't realize that.
I think a lot of people forgot about this
And you
change.
can get multiple
It was
uses of
done, I think,
abilities.
towards the beginning of season 5, and he was like the most played warrior in the game and very high win rate as well for most of the first half of the season. And then this one healing change impacted him a little heavier than we thought. We kept thinking he would come back. I think
Yeah.
we were like, but he saw bits of like shines of glory in and out of the meta, but. We want to make sure now that we bump him back up a little bit to somewhere in between where he was before.
Yes.
So
Okay.
just to remind all you players who haven't checked out Guan Yu in a while, that passive feels great right now, and you will be strong.
Well, that's 2 warriors down so far. Let's move on to a Mage Hades. This is a big one.
Oh, here we
We
go.
mentioned this earlier on. First of all, we're going to be increasing his base movement speed. It was 355. That's going up to 365. I saw a lot of
change.
community talking about that. But not only that, the Pillar of Agony increased protections on the ultimate from 60 to 100 is now going to be 60 to 160 in the late game. Pon, a lot of talk about this. You want to explain some of it, but base protections versus flat mitigations, this actually works out better for Hades?
So it depends on the situation. That's the thing about math, is it always depends on the situation that you're in. So in the case of pure mitigations versus protections, if you are not building super tanky, so Hades players generally don't build tanky. They get Bancross, they get Breastplate of Vow, and they get Void Stone.
Maybe one tank item,
Yeah, like
Or
those 2 items. So
hybrid.
they're like hybrid bruisery, but they're not actual tank. And in that situation, getting a whole bunch of free protections is actually better than getting damage mitigation because of the way it calculates. Essentially the quick math of it is you have your protections. If it's reducing the damage you take by 50%, adding damage mitigation on top of that only reduces that next 50% by that percentage. So the more and more tanky you get with more armor, the less effective that damage mitigation becomes. Baron actually has this. If he has 100 protections, it's actually only really 18%, even though it says 35, because of the way the math works.
Right.
And so this is really to give him, because he always has been getting protections, give him that big boost of protections to help him survive, especially when he is going that more offensive-oriented build. He can now dash in, be really damaging, get a lot of magical power, and then know that protection that he's getting is going to be beneficial. There are some arguments for Pen, and we're going to watch that very, very closely. It is going to be 160 protections at max rank, which is a huge amount of protections. And even with a lot of shredding, it's going to be people sacrificing item builds to get that shred. So we'll have to see, but we want to watch where it goes first before we decide if we do want to go towards the damage mitigation route or if we're good with the protections route. But we did want to massively increase it because he just wasn't getting enough to really fulfill that role of being this more bruiser, battle mage style mage.
Gotcha. So this is a good buff, but we might even look further afield if we need to.
Right, and just to speak on that, the intent, we fully intend to make Hades harder to kill during his ultimate.
Right.
That is our goal. We want to do that. We know the community wants that.
Give him Aegis.
We want. Yeah, we pitched a lot of things. There was a lot of discussions about this.
I'm joking about
I think there is room for him to be even harder to kill, but we want to make sure we get that number right.
Sure.
There was a big discussion in the community whether or not just actual mitigations is better than protections. Mitigations have one major bonus in just clarity. People just see, okay, damage is reduced by this percent. Okay, that's cool. They don't really think about the math when they read that, which is nice. When they see protections, they think about how the protections math, how it's not a linear curve. They think about how penetrations interact. So it has some complications to it, but I want to make sure that our goal is shared, and we are working towards that goal.
Okay.
We want to make him harder to kill, but not invulnerable.
That's fine.
And we also want to complement his playstyle, which we think the movement speed will help a lot. We want Hades to be tanky in some cases, specifically this one area where he's at a huge risk to die.
Yeah.
But we don't want him to be super tanky all the time. We think that's contradictory to his playstyle. So these 2 changes should help him get in, deal damage, get out, get that big sustain, get that big burst of damage, trap people, force out early leaps and then still catch up to them to alt. Those types of things that are really fun about playing Hades, that's what we're trying to amp up.
Yeah, and as a mage, he's going to have to do that sort of thing of timing when he goes in for the ultimates as well,
Right.
not just go and tank up a load and try and get out.
So hopefully these complement that style.
Talk about somebody else now on the list. It's another warrior that we've not seen much of, and I didn't even know he existed in the game anymore. Vamana is going to get some love this patch, and it's towards his Colossal Fury. I'm going to break it down real quick, and then we'll talk to you guys. Vamana now gains a stacking health shield every second equal to 0.6% to his max HP per 0.2 seconds. This shield fades when Vamana's ultimate ends. Change this heal to tick every 0.2 seconds instead of every 1 second. Wow. Vamana still heals for the same amount of health each second as he did previously, however, but it'll be more regularly and can now pass through player-made walls while his ultimate is active.
Yes.
You cannot trap the big baby.
Yep. He
Even
will not
Odin
be
ring?
caged.
No,
Like,
he can walk right
Just
through
walk
it.
right through?
Yep.
Your mid walls just
Walk right through.
Thor wall. Just,
He's a giant. Why should he
Gabrakan?
just step right over it?
It's a good point. It's a
Yeah.
good point. All right, break down why shield first of all. Like, I mean, he's already got health regen. Why not just more regen?
So when he ults, it's really for him to survive or be the front line for his team, and he makes himself very vulnerable by being large, but he's also gaining health over time. That's not an immediate effect.
Yeah.
And that causes things like anti-heal to be really, really punishing for him,
That's
more
true.
so than other characters. And so we were thinking about, well, we could increase the heal amount, right? But that also results in the situation of you poked him out, he's under tower, he just big babies and then goes back, now he's full health. So we didn't want that. So this shield is a nice option between giving him a little bit of healing that is essentially not anti-healable, but it doesn't persist after fight, so he has to use it or lose it.
Right.
So the shield persists through the ultimate, but then wears off immediately after the ultimate ends.
Right.
But the health regen is still going to be around the same amount, I believe.
Yeah,
Yes.
it also it was, I believe, 5% of his max health every second. It's now 1% every 0.2 seconds.
So it's more regular as well.
It's the same amount of total healing. We just
Yes.
smoothed it out because he's got these really long time between ticks, which could cause him to get into trouble while you were like waiting for the next tick.
Yeah.
Now that'll be smoothed out, and also he'll be constantly gaining shield. And if you're in combat, you might not even see that shield too much because he's going to be taking damage and the shield will be fading away as it's building. But that's really to promote him being in combat as opposed to just using this ability as a giant meditation or something
Yes.
like that. We don't really want to encourage that.
So there's more focus towards Vamana here. Could we see more if need be for Vamana in the next season? Or do you reckon this is going to be a big... This looks like a big buff to me.
This sounds like a really big buff. It's going to make him a lot more safe in the soul lane, so he can be more aggressive with his farm. It's going to allow him to be more of a front line. With any amount of health, that's going to scale really well because it's scaling off his max health.
Yeah.
I think he'll be in a good spot, especially with one of his larger counters, Odin. He will stop the heal while he's still inside of it, but so if Odin stays in there, it's actually going to stop that. But if the big baby needs to run out to heal, then he can do that now.
We saw a lot of discussion on the community on this god as well, and most of it ended up going towards his ultimate, and people talking about that. So we think the ultimate is really cool. This is a unique thing. This is a major feature of the character and the god's lore history.
Yeah.
So we wanted to just make this ability feel better and stay true to its roots instead of like changing his kit further.
Well, I'm excited to see Vamana in the background, Colin too, and maybe even some Hades as well. That's it for
You'll see some Hades.
patch section for this week's show. There's still more to come today, however. Next up, Agro's on the set with two people to discuss some sort of mini adventure.
Oh, yeah.
The mini adventure is going to be my favorite one by title. It says here, Loki's on the naughty list, but Isaiah called it Kill Loki earlier, which I like way more. All about killing Loki. And to talk about killing Loki, we've got Clumsy and Fishman joining us here on the casual set. Guys, first of all, what makes this a mini adventure? What does that mean?
Okay, so we're getting towards the end of the year. We got a bunch of season 6 stuff coming out. We didn't have time for an adventure, but we didn't want to leave our SMITE players empty-handed. We want to give you plenty to do over the holidays. So what we've done is there's no out-of-game loop, no progression, but we've brought back the third and final level from Shadows Over Her.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so
Tongue twister.
you've already gotten a chance to kill Loki once on Shadows over Hercopolis, but
Well-
this time it's a little bit different.
Well, that's the thing. When we brought back the when we thought about bringing back this dungeon, we actually noticed that even though there were 3 different difficulty modes in Shadow over Hercopolis, not a lot of people still managed to get to the Loki part. There's a lot of people who missed out on that content, so we thought this was a really good place to bring back, so that those who wanted to play that dungeon, wanted to do it a little bit more, but didn't really have the time investment, actually can see the content they may not have been able to before.
And ultimately kill Loki, which
And
is what we
ultimately
all
kill Loki.
want to do on a regular basis.
As much as possible.
This is so some of the details here. Players will be starting at level 20, and you don't need to buy your items
Yep.
outside of the game as you did before.
That's right. Previously, you had to earn them through killing bosses over the course of multiple playthroughs. Now you just start with the full item shop and plenty of gold.
Fish, I'm sorry. It looks like Loki killed your mic because you were talking about killing him. So Clumsy,
Oh.
it's now you and me and Fish who's going to stand here and
Is,
smile.
is he?
That's
That's interesting.
for Fishman in that regard. We do have some gameplay footage to show you
Yeah,
guys,
let's
I
have a look at
believe,
that.
of this Shadows over Hercopolis and Loki being on the naughty list and ultimately killing him. So yeah, can you just summarize what Fish was talking about there, Clumsy?
What Fishman just what were we talking? So he was saying how that there's no out of game progression loop. Now you're gonna go in, you're gonna have loads of gold. You don't have any way of getting different items throughout before because you don't need it. You'll have all the items right at the beginning of the game.
Right. So now you don't need to worry about making sure you have all your inventory ready
Right.
to go beforehand. You get it all set to go in game. And we're not going to show you all the secrets right away. Loki has some stuff going on that it might trick some of
There's
you.
a couple of new things going on there, but you can see for those who did play Shadows over Hercopolis and got to Loki Dungeon, you'll see a couple of things that are pretty reminiscent. The dungeon and the layout for the most part has stayed the same. We've made some difficulty adjustments as well. There's a couple of surprises here and there, but for the most part, we wanted to be able to give the players another way of revisiting this dungeon.
So even if you beat this dungeon on the highest difficulty before, there might be some new wrinkles that could challenge
a couple
you.
of new surprises that you might not notice.
All right, awesome. So for those players that didn't get a chance to get to the final boss before, what are some team comps or gods that they should be looking to play?
Well, one of the ones that we found the most success with internally, which I believe that, in the previous dungeon people used as well, is a double hunter comp with, a little bit of life steal on both of them as well as a healer. You probably are going to need someone giving you constant healing.
Okay, so you don't have to worry too much about stacking all physical damage or anything like
No,
that. It's not
no.
Conquest. So
Yeah,
you don't have to worry
exactly.
about
We,
that.
we've adjusted the difficulty just a little bit because if for those who did get here, this part of the dungeon got really rough. So we've made this a little bit more accessible to all sorts of players. And if you want to go a little bit more of a consistent lineup, you can also go run that tank healer DPS combo as well. That still is going to be very successful.
Yeah, we got a kind of a triple hero. Yeah, it's right. As you may have heard Fishman say there, we have a bunch of new gods that have been released since the last time we had Shadows over Hercopolis. So
Yeah, that's right.
Baron and gods like that weren't really part of the game. You can try those out as well.
Yeah, it's going to give a new twist and new flavor for those who haven't played these new gods yet.
Awesome. So again, guys, there's no out-of-game loop to worry about. You don't have to worry about your progression or anything like that. This is not a full-blown adventure, but is just there to keep you going over the holidays and get you back. Fish, I believe you have returned. We killed Loki. Hey, he's back.
Loki sabotaging the mic real quick.
Yeah, do you have any suggestions, Fish, on gods that you like to play in this mode?
We definitely, back in the day, we saw Amaterasu be very successful. We saw a healer making a huge impact for going through. But I'm mostly excited to see what the new gods can bring to the old comps.
Yeah, it's gonna be. What are some of the new gods that have come out since then? Baron is the first one that comes to mind. for
Chernobog,
me.
Achilles.
Oh yeah, Achilles could
I
probably
mean-
heal a lot off of those.
I don't think
creeps.
Kerberos was there back then.
That's right.
Ooh, so you got a lot. Kerberos would be a great
Discordia
tank.
possibly. Yeah, there's quite a few that weren't there.
All right, so you got plenty of options to go for.
Items have
in
been
this one.
rebalanced.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got a lot of stuff you have to worry about. Oni hunters. Well, I guess they aren't gods, so you don't get that.
Yeah,
damage
that's
mitigation,
right.
That's true.
That'd be
Loki's
pretty strong
tricksy.
Otherwise, all right, guys. Again, that's Loki's on the naughty list, aka Kill Loki. That's what I'm gonna call it. At least, if you didn't get a chance to do it before during Shadows over Hercopolis, now is your great opportunity to do so. Fish and Clumsy, thank you guys very much for
Thanks,
joining me
guys.
here on the set. So back over to Hindu Man in the podcast room as he's there with Isaiah and Avrin.
Happy birthday, Clumsy.
Oh, hi. We're live. Sorry, I was busy having private conversations. Let's do stuff. I'm joined by Isaiah and Arvin as well, live in the podcast room because it's the only room we've got right now. Community stuff. First of all, Isaiah, talk to me what we got going on. 31 Days of Smite still going,
We
right?
still got 31 Days of Smite all through December, and this weekend we've actually got a gemstorm as a part of this event. So if you get your three first wins of the day, you'll earn 30 gems, and you can do that once today, once tomorrow, and once Sunday for a total of 90 gems.
90
and I do want
gems.
to let you guys know that the UI team is aware of an issue where the quest isn't showing up, but rest assured, if you get your 3 first wins of the day, you will get your gem reward, so don't worry.
Okay, so play games, win games. Arvin's not very good at that, so
No,
earlier
no,
on. But
We
win
all
games
saw
and
it.
you can get gems. Now, there's something pretty important we need to talk about here, which is to
Right,
do with
mhm.
maintenance.
Yes, definitely. So as you guys know, at HRX, we announced something super exciting. Cross-platform play and cross-platform progression are coming to Smite in Season 6. But before we get that implemented, there's a little bit of work we need to do on the back end. So our database admins are going to be merging over 30 million accounts across all platforms, and unfortunately, this is going to require an extended maintenance for SMITE. We're targeting next Wednesday, the 12th, and we're estimating that it's going to be about a 24-hour downtime for that maintenance. Again, we're super excited, but this is a necessary step that we need to make in order to get towards cross-platform play and progression. We really appreciate you guys' patience, and we're super excited to bring this long-requested feature to you guys.
So, 12th of December, SMITE will be down for the day for maintenance to make sure cross-progression things all get updated, ready for next season, and all this lovely
and
stuff.
with
coming to you.
maintenance this big, we'll be sure to keep you guys updated throughout the downtime, letting you guys know what's going on. So be sure to keep tabs on our social media. We're also aiming to have PTS up and external the whole day. That way, you guys have something to play.
Oh, that's
and,
cool.
And
I was
also,
expecting that.
we've got our mixture streams, the December with devs. We're still got some awesome stuff planned.
That's
I
cool.
thought I was going to have to read a book.
I
or
expected
something.
we were going to be. Yeah, I thought we were just be completely down
Scary
for the day.
stuff.
So 12th of December, SMITE officially will be down for the day. It's the first time ever since I've been here that that's happened for the entire day, but it needs to happen for cross progression and all the likes of that for the future of SMITE. So one day only, and that'll be down there. Ovrin, esports, what's going on?
Nothing. Oh, nothing. Oh, no, we actually do have some very, very exciting stuff
I was
going
going to
on.
say, I'm sick of hearing nothing about esports. Come on.
So we have actually just entered our free agency period a couple of days ago, which means that any player who hasn't re-signed with their current org, they're all out in the wild blue yonder now, and they're going to start looking at new orgs. And
Move towards the mic a little bit so people can hear your voice. That'd be great. There you go.
They want to hear my voice,
Get up close
though?
and
Are they
personal.
sure about that?
I guess so.
So
free agency period's going on right now.
Yes, it just started a couple of days ago. And so players who haven't been re-signed with current teams can sign with new teams, start recruiting, shopping around for the best team for them, which means roster apocalypse is nigh.
It's going to be nuts.
It is here.
Right?
It's happening.
As a small rumor, I've heard very little teams are actually staying together. Very, very little
Really?
teams.
Yes.
So, everyone
yes.
could be a mix
Ooh,
of
the
different
shakeups are going to be
spicy.
so good.
But
so
talking about
good.
organizations, obviously there's always a talk about organizations. We've only
Yes.
had one come out so far. There is
Yes.
more to come.
Yes, we have. So our rollout plan for organization announcements, we are going to be doing 2 org announcements per week for the next 5 weeks, leading into basically the end of the free agency period. And the first org that we have announced, who we're very excited to have with us, are the Pittsburgh Knights. They are brand new to the SPL, based here in NA. Lots of background in traditional sports, but they're really great guys. Really excited to have them on board. I've seen some of the rosters.
Well, I mean, when Rival and Obey first started as well, those guys, we'd never heard of those before. So if you've not heard about them, don't worry too much, but keep your eyes on that one too. Also, on top of that, you're doing a lot of community streams at the moment, aren't
Yes,
we?
yes.
Through the winter period. So make sure you tune in those. You guys in community are doing some 11 to 1 every day.
Yeah, 11 to 1. If you guys missed out on our 11 to 1 December with Dev streams, you guys really missed a treat. Shout outs to Christian Davis, the lead environment artist.
It was good.
If you guys ever wondered, where the crabs were on the season 5 map, you guys found out today on the Mixer stream.
Yep.
So be
There you
sure to
go.
tune in
We
11
did.
to 1 from the dev side, and then we've got some awesome esports and community content planned for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Last thing to mention, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons campaign, or Dungeons and Deities campaign, as someone said. Remember, that's going to be starting next Friday, where patch notes would usually be, and it'll continue every Friday, so straight after patch notes if need be. D&D, where the casters play SMITE version of Dungeons and Dragons. It's going to be insane. But that's it
So
from us.
excited.
It's time for us to
so
call
good.
it a day. It's back to Ryan for the most important thing in the patch notes every week, the skins.
If you are like me and really worried about what you're going to do on Wednesday the 12th without Smite up on live, don't worry. We have a Domination podcast at 1 o'clock on mixer.com/smite. I know at least what I'm going to do for 2 hours. The rest, other 22 hours that day, I'm likely crying in a corner. But for 2 hours, I'll be putting a smiling face on. Make sure to join us. Okay, as Hinduman said, skins time and the best time of year, especially when we're going over such awesome skins in this patch. And I've got a great group in order to do it. I've got Tina, Richard, and a new face, Mark, joining us here. Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, I'm a concept artist on Smite, and what we do is we get the assignment of the skin, and then we go to town designing and coming up with the best iterations and ideas, and then that passes off to 3D and all the other teams, and they make it. So some of the most recent stuff I've done is the Convention Raw, the Phoenix Raw.
Oh, that one
and
was
then,
awesome.
The Shadow Spirit line, the Alpoish, and
Yeah.
the...
So you are who I have to thank for my nightmares recently.
Probably.
Yeah, really appreciate
welcome.
that. No, those are two excellent lines, and in fact, we got one that's coming up on this patch.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited.
They can kind of follow that up, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's start with Jingle Shell's Kuzon bow. And this is a special one for multiple reasons. Here.
Definitely. So didn't see this data mined for a reason. This skin is a passion project from Titan Forge. And unlike the rest of the skins you're going to see, the team rallied together. Shout out to Ben Napper, art director, and Ashley Baird, our SMITE art producer. And we were like, you know what?
Man.
We've had an amazing year. We had an amazing year for SMITE. And we're going to have an amazing season 6 with a 4th platform for SMITE, cross-play and cross-progression. So we want to do a thank you for everyone who got us to this day, for the new players joining in, for the veteran players who've been with us from the start. This skin is available for free as a gift from Titan Forge. All you have to do for SMITE patch 5.23 is jump online, play one single game, and you'll get this skin.
Oh, that's going to be real tough. One whole game, Richard.
One
Do
game.
I have to win?
You know, you don't have to win.
No, you don't have to
Oh,
win.
God bless.
You know, so we wanted to
I
make
might not have gotten
sure
it.
make sure that AJ can actually get the skin. So you can just get in and play the game. AJ's giving me side eye.
Yeah.
But anyways, so what we were trying to do is just it's a gift, and a way of doing that is just go in and play the game. And as you can see, the Nene Kappa is surrounded in a snowball.
So funny.
thing.
Snowball.
It should. I mean, technically, it's crazy. It shows a lot about the aerodynamics of the regular Nene Kappa, that it doesn't roll any faster when it's in ball form like this. So you can really tell how aerodynamic the original one is, but it's perfect. I mean, it's just absolutely, and it even goes into the little snowball to go away. That is amazing. I love the lights as well, and all the snow
his shell,
effects kind of on the shell and on his arms. Looking great. Again, the skin totally for free as long as you just play one game during 5.23. An easy reward for you guys at home as a thank you from all of the hard work at Titan Forge for you guys playing the game.
Yeah.
Love it. Looking great here for Jingle Shell's Kuzon bow. Is it? And it's just the model, right? Is there a voice pack change?
No, there isn't a voice pack.
Okay, so you got your typical Kuzon bow that you know and love for your voice pack. All right, let's take a look at the next one then. Dual Tech Hell is next up on the list. I saw a lot of predictions on the subreddit about what this was going to be because it was teased on the Odyssey thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I saw maybe one hell guess
Yeah.
the entire time, but man, did this look awesome. You got 2 robots in one.
Yeah.
What else could you ever want?
The dark side and the light side of the skin.
That's
so
right.
good too.
It looks really awesome and so much detail there on the armor. This is one that a lot of our hell skins we try and do fire and ice or spring and winter and that kind of stuff, and 2 robots might be a little bit hard to differentiate sometimes, but I think the light and dark robot is not only really good for hell in particular, but those are just completely separate of each other, 2 really cool models.
It's just, she's fighting for, the light or dark side of the universe.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
All at the same time. Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
The concept artist Sven actually took that into account when he was making the skin. So he actually there's some what do you call them? He hid some runes in there that call back to Hell's lore.
That's awesome.
Like that, yeah. And,
I love that. I love those little nods to the lore and that kind of stuff. This is the light stance, of course. Even the auto attacks look great. A lot of the hexagonal patterns and stuff like that. That definitely
looks great.
Show up beautifully there. Ooh, you get the little return from it as well. There's your heal. And of course, that's only half of the abilities. Hell being that stance switcher gets to do it pretty easily. As Tina mentioned, it's a mech warrior with some duality involved. How does the mech warrior decide which side of the universe to fight for at any given time, Tina?
It just depends on her color. Like the black one, the black robot is like the one that's more dark.
Yeah.
And then the light ones fights for the goodness of the universe.
I just mean like if she's in light stance and then I bump her on the subway, have I doomed the universe because now she got angry and now she's angry at the universe and gonna try and destroy it?
No, she's always nice.
Oh, okay. That's good. So it won't be my fault.
No, but if you bump
Perfect.
into the
Whoa,
dark
what
one,
is that?
you're in
She
trouble.
gets a little, is that some satellite help basically there on the Dark Stance 3?
It's like a miniature supernova exploding with power.
Yeah, that is really, and she kind of channels it out into the repulse. That is really cool.
Yeah, the effects are next level on this one. This looks great.
Pawn with some zoom out.
Slow-mo.
Oh, didn't get it from that angle. Unlucky. Good looks though, Pawn. I appreciate the effort. That is Dual Tech Hell. We have to take a listen to that voice pack, of course. Let's take a listen.
Attack middle lane. Defend. Gank left lane. Woo hoo. Woo hoo. Amazing. We will fragment you to dust. After taking account for your displays of strength, I have determined your probability of survival to be 0. Why did the mech cross the road? Because a programmer decided that was the best course of action. Do you like jokes? This is unfortunate. My code has no function called jokes.
Unlucky.
Defend. Woohoo! Magnificent. I am operating efficiently.
As per usual with Hell, you get 2 for 1 on the voice pack.
And
there.
she was she's voiced by Veronica Taylor, who does like really cool stuff as well. I think she's Ash Ketchum in like the.
No way.
What?
You just can't.
What?
You just can't like
You didn't
subtly
tell
throw
me
that
that.
out.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a big deal. See, that's not like you know, she had a turkey sandwich and she's Ash Ketchum. Like,
Yeah, she's Ash
what?
Ketchum in the current Pokemon series.
Dude, that is so cool. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Super excited about Dual Tech Hell. Next up is Kitty Kaboom Circuit, another one that, as I mentioned, it's a bit of a different direction. We've got some alien circuits and some, you know, like demon circuits.
Rockabilly.
Yeah, this one is she's letting loose a little bit. It feels
And as you
like.
can tell from the card art, to the right of her is Defiant Bologna.
Ooh,
They're
So a little
BFFs.
throwback to it.
okay,
Yeah.
I like it. So she's part of that ragtag group of troublemakers that can be running around
Yeah.
the battleground of the gods.
She's like partners in crime.
Okay,
in this,
yeah.
This universe where
They kinda
they're
like
taking
tag team.
control. Yeah,
Yeah.
the tag team.
Yeah, I like it. And that's a great jungle solo combo.
Look at her
if you wanna run it.
tail. What would you rate this tail?
10 out of 10, of course. That's a
I
10 out of 10 tail.
Fluffiest tail.
It is fluffy, but it's going to do a lot of damage whenever she uses her ult. I know
Yes.
that. I've been on the receiving end of that one enough to know. Ooh, I love those little sound effects. Hold on, I want to listen.
No, watch when she does it. Yeah.
That is so cool.
So throwback to like classic comics.
Yeah.
Of having that loud action statements that pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really, really cool. No other Circuit skin has that sort of effect on Deathbane either, where you get that little bit
No.
of extra.
Edgy.
Edgy AF. I like it.
The
That's
style really
really
throws
cool.
back
And look at
to
the cat, look at the
graffiti
cat.
art style and loud
Right.
comic books.
Yeah. I love how I would love to see this with Bologna, like on the screen together, like a team of them going, killing people.
Oh yeah, they'll be doing it. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Those two kill people pretty well.
Yeah.
And as Tina mentioned, the little cat. Oh, you get it on the ambush as well.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is it's a symbol that you're like, oh, I don't need to worry about them. Their symbol is a death cat. But then you actually get murdered by them, and you're like, oh, I should have probably worried about that, at least a little bit. The card art as well looks amazing. Shout outs to Anna for that one. The throw
she did
through
great.
with Defiant Bologna is really. I love that Deathbane, man.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So I wrote her to be like super confident, kind of like in the same vein as, you know, Defiant Bologna, because she has to be best friends with her. So
Right.
she can't be like super innocent or anything.
Right.
So she's, you know, very feisty and badass and in control of herself.
Kills you with attitude.
Yes, she
Yeah.
kills you with attitude. She's no basic woman.
Good save.
Look at that save.
Good. Really.
Tina in control. What?
go.
I think it's because you're sitting right there, Rich. I don't
A first time ever.
That's
a
right.
First time ever. She definitely looked at me. She was like, but the woman.
if that's bad over there, I think that's a bit of a different word coming out. Let's take a listen to the voice pack here for Kitty Kaboom Circuit.
Attack! Attack middle lane! Defend! Meow! Meow!
Sounds like Tina, by the way. It really does sound like Tina.
Keep it rockin'. Looks like you'll be having a bad night, kitten. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo! Guess you're it. Cat call me, and the first boxing lesson is free. That's what I promise you.
You're so funny. Telling me I have a bad catitude?
Scram before I slash your tires.
You know, all things considered, with those claws, getting my tires slashed, it could be worse.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's been a while since Sir
For
Kit has
sure.
had a skin, so it's really exciting that she's making a debut again in Hera's Odyssey.
Yeah, it looks
Speaking
great.
of so long,
We're not there yet.
Oh, no, not yet.
We're a little bit away. You're
Just
jumping the gun a bit
kidding.
here, Tina. Battle
man.
Queen Hera is next on the list. A goddess that hasn't been with us for too long on the battlefield, but one that definitely demands an epic skin that you can really use.
This is our lore-specific skin.
Okay.
It's a dedication to Hera's Odyssey lore. Shout out to Ian St. Martin, our lore writer. A lot of you have complimented how our lore has been spruced up. He's a veteran author of many, many books, including the Black Library books for Warhammer. And he's really brought our lore to another level. So the lore behind this is you've read about Hera on the battlefield where she confronted Fenrir in hell.
Right.
And she's no longer sitting on the throne or waiting in the back. She's now adorning heavy armor, golden armor, and ready to battle. And this is her, ready to fight against the evils of our universe.
I love it. That's such a cool way to. I mean, the skins that we do are often really, really awesome, but it's just like, oh, we have this great idea and let's do it. To have the lore behind it as well, I think is super cool. And
how we see skins here is sometimes they're an alternate fantasy, and at times like this skin, it's specific to the lore that we've created.
yeah.
That's really cool. And a different sound effect there on the one that I'm hearing on the Argus fist slam. Really, really cool. There's your polymorph, still turning you into the same jungle creatures that are map specific. So that's what you'll get on Conquest, but of course across the other ones, you'll get different monsters. Her shield, which is very, very good, and also very, very pretty on this skin.
So
Love that. And here's Battle Argus.
Oh.
That is so awesome.
he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's
a
ready to
big
mess
boy.
you up.
Big golden boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love and again, it's not just the lore that we've written for the Odyssey, but just Hera's lore in general, very peacock focused. That's a big animal for
I
her.
like how
so
the colors are more peacocky on this
Yeah.
Argus.
he's got a lot of armor there himself, as if he wasn't beefy enough beforehand.
Yeah.
He gets it now. And that's a different effect on that third auto attack, I believe, as well. Those little lightning strikes along the way.
I think it's appropriate for where she's at right now because I had one on my team the other day, a Hera, and she owned. Like she carried us.
Yeah, she definitely owns a lot of the time, and she's fun to play alongside of it at the exact same time. Looking really, really awesome. I see that as well. She has a VXG on this skin, where I don't know if you can actually do it right now because it says you ride on Argus's hand.
Whoa.
Oh, he can. He's got plenty of hands, man. He's got everything. You get a better view of the battleground from up there. You know?
Yeah.
She just gains a couple inches and gets to command. I love that. Is such an awesome pose.
Yeah, John Wynn and the animation team just really have made these gods stand out, and it's incredible to see how they kind of tie in together.
Give him some unique personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I love commanding Argus when you're up there. Like,
Yeah.
go do this. Yeah, go
Do this.
take care of
Do
this
it.
one. Yeah, and
While I'm on your hand, though,
Her
it's weird.
attitude, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's really cool.
I can't be bothered. You need to go and handle this.
And
Again,
this
this is
skin is the reward for Hera's Odyssey, within Hera's Odyssey.
Okay.
So you get enough points, you get this skin as your bonus reward.
awesome. And let's take a listen to the voice pack here for Battle Queen Hera.
Attack middle lane. Gank. Defend the Titan. Huzzah. Awesome. Silence! Silence! I have not even introduced myself, and you're already shaking in your boots. I do not take joy in living a life. Flee. My mood has been so good today. Is your name Hades? Because you are boring me to death. My puns are awful. In fact, they are terrible.
Oh my god.
See what I mean?
Good job, Pawn.
That's a good one. I can respect that one.
Yeah.
I love the voice pack definitely has that more commanding presence to it.
Yes.
You know, she's on the battlefield now and she
Yes.
can silence your teammates.
She's got more confidence.
She's more confidence.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was about to
Absolutely.
say that.
Yeah.
Really awesome. Again, that is a reward as part of Hera's Odyssey, Battle Queen Hera.
And she was voiced by Lydia Mackey.
Awesome. Great
Yeah.
stuff. Shadow Stalker Izanami is next up on the list. Mark, again, thank you for the nightmares that this will
You're welcome.
inevitably
I hadn't seen the card yet. It's cool.
cause me. Yeah, the card art is great. So what led you to make the initial sort of design direction for this line?
We had a design idea for Alpwash, and there was like make him a death spirit, and I was like, I have no idea what that means.
I also have no idea what that means.
And so we did a lot of research, and I ultimately drew a lot of inspiration from Miyazaki stuff and Kodama, which are forest spirits. And so I kind of merged the two ideas together. And the story going on in my head is like these are all spirits who are in a haunted forest that you would run into. And I try and make one a little different each time so it can sort of tell a story. And she's like the more matronly one. She's the more put together one. Where Bakasura was like the predatory, like crawling around the jungle type. And then Alpwash was like the innocent one who kind of lures you in by being cute, but it's creepy at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, so she would be the more put together matronly one who's like got crystals and stuff, likes to keep herself looking nice, but she's also scary.
Yes, very scary. And again, that same sort of awesome textures on the model that move even when you aren't.
Yeah.
And the little things that make me feel unsettled, but the same style of those light blue effects. And I love that you get that symbol of the death spirit symbol, I guess, whatever it is, there on that dark portal.
That's cool. Yeah.
From this.
And during playtest, it felt really awesome for auto attacks. It felt impactful.
Yeah.
But also ethereal in a way.
Right.
And it was really cool to feel like your hits are just landing every time. So I think this is one of my favorite Izanami skins now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It looks unlike any other Izanami skin, and I think you just really killed it from the concept, and the modeling and animation just really came together. And of course, that effect.
I like the effects
are
too.
incredible.
Yeah,
So cool. Such a cool line, even if it scares me. Let's listen to the voice pack here.
Attack! Defend! I am such a delight.
That's nice.
Defend the Titan.
It's creepy, I know.
Indeed. Keep fighting. Keep trying. Hope. It makes the flesh tender.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Come, I will show you. Yes, my mask you like? Want to see what's underneath?
No.
If a shoe falls in the forest and no one is around to hear, there is a reason why.
Dude,
And I
she'll
will
eat
never
your
sleep
soul.
again.
Yeah, she will eat your soul. Let me tell
Oh
you.
my God, that is so scary.
I
you
know.
Guys. I do not do scary movies.
I
It's
just-
really cool to
I
go
can't do
through the
scary
jungle.
movies either.
Oh no.
No.
Yes,
I just want to
yes,
shout
you
out
are.
to Clumsy, who wrote the skin and directed it and recorded it. It was all his doing.
So Clumsy needs to see therapy.
He likes creepy stuff. Apparently, he loves this.
My God, what was that? I'm so okay. We got to move on. We have to right away. Count
You sure?
Baron Samdi is next up on the list. One that really does. A lot of people, as soon as Baron was released, were like, "Oh, a vampire skin would be super cool." And it's like, yes, it's right there,
It's the
and we
perfect coffin.
still managed to knock it out of the park. I mean, it is awesome. Yeah, he's the life of the party, and now he's joining the Vampire Coven. What I've got written on my sheet here. And
Man.
he is looking
Fresh.
real fresh,
Yeah.
as always. Baron always got to look good, no matter what party he's a part of. But he's looking a little bit different. The animation team had to make some edits to his animation set to fit a more serious tone. So
Oh yeah, because when
Right.
you jump,
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Veronica, John Wynn's team from tech art and animation really spent extra time to really make the theme work on this skin, and they're so passionate, so they put in some extra hours to make it happen, and it really shows in the skin.
man, even the auto attack effects, throwing the bat poison, whatever, but looking really good.
Anna, the concept artist, who also does cards, she did the Kitty Kaboom card, and then she designed this. She's a beast at like taking like a more medieval, classical medieval, Victorian style, and then
She's so good at that stuff.
adding that stylized video game twist to it.
Yeah.
It makes it come across just super classy.
I
Like
love
she
it.
did the RDO.
Yeah, she did the most
love that
recent
skin.
RDO.
Oh, the Fiend Hunter RDO? Yeah, that's a great one. And I love I mean, normally it's skulls and things like that for Baron. This time it's bats to really fit the count theme, even when you're using your one or your little madness icon on the enemy gods.
I love this. I love this animation up here.
Is he surfing though?
What? Oh, man.
Oh.
It's so good.
That is so cool.
It's so intentional and methodical how he does that.
Oh, look at the coffin.
That coffin is amazing. Only a coffin fit for a vampire, right?
Right.
It had to fit. No regular coffin for this man.
No.
He looks so creepy now.
Yeah, much, and you definitely get that serious feeling where normally Baron, he's having fun and killing you at the same time. That's how he gets his fun. But this one, I mean, he's here for one reason, and that's to kill you and presumably drink your blood.
I'm curious, Aggro, are you pro or con Baron solo lane?
I'm pro. I'm pro Baron
Nice,
anywhere.
nice,
I
nice.
love this god.
Yeah, I'm a huge Baron fan.
I spam him in mid, even though that's probably not his ideal spot, and in the competitive scene at least, certainly can work in all of your ranked and casual games. But I just wanna play him anywhere. Anytime I'm playing support, I am insta locking Baron because I think he is so much fun. Let's take a listen to the voice pack here for Count Baron Samedi.
Attack! Defend! Defend the Titan! Eureka! Terrific! I am become death, destroyer of worlds! What a waste!
So he's still lively, despite the appearance. At least he got that still bit of fun to him, but he means it still.
Yeah, so what the actor wanted to do was, yes, he's Count. He's the leader of vampires, leader of the Covenant, or the Coven, or however you pronounce
Right,
it.
the Coven.
But at the same time, he's kind of quirky in a way.
Yeah.
We want to retain that quirkiness that Baron has.
Yeah.
So he has that in his voice and in a little bit of his animation.
Right.
You know?
Still powerful. It's pretty young, at least for a vampire.
That's right. That's right. He might drink your blood, but he might dance with you first.
He kind of relates to Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Oh,
Because
cool.
Beetlejuice will definitely screw you up, but he's also really one little talisman, dale mi banana. He's like, he'll make you dance and stuff. So.
Right. Yeah, of course. Perfect. Okay.
Good movie, good reference.
I don't want to move on from Tina singing too fast because I really would stay there all day. However, it's Zhang Kui time.
What?
Oh, Zhang baby.
The community has been clamoring for a Zhang skin for a long time. And man, are you guys going to get a great one. Stitched horror Zhang Kui. And it isn't just from our minds, it's from the minds of the community as well.
Yeah, so shout out to Wolf Dog Art.
Yes,
yeah,
Wolf
yeah.
Dog.
So if you didn't know, we actually brought Wolf Dog, all expenses paid, to come to us at HRX DreamHack and spent the entire weekend with us.
That's awesome.
He's makes so many amazing concepts, and he was so wonderful to work with and collaborate with, and he's just so friendly and brings so much positivity to the community. Mm-hmm. So we looked into her budget and like, hey, you know what? This guy's amazing. Let's bring him in. Mm-hmm. So we collaborated with him to bring his concept to life here, and we just think it's amazing.
Mark, as a fellow concept artist, what stands out to you about Wolf Dog's art in this concept in particular?
Well, I just love like the effects and the stylization that he gave to everything. As a fellow concept artist, I think it's so cool that we got to bring his vision to life, because that's what we live for, right? Like we play games to see our fantasy come to life too. And so I'm just really glad that we got to help him out and put his content in our game too, because we love the game just as much as he does.
Man, and this is amazing. I love the little ghost partner he's got.
Me too. I
Instead
love
of the
him.
book there, he's shooting with you. He even does your little exorcism animation with you. I
Yeah,
love him.
he's
my best
so
friend.
cute.
I would die for
Yeah.
him. I love him
He's
so
awesome.
much.
Oh.
It definitely still has that, kind of scary nature that you would expect from Zhang Kui. I mean,
I was going to say,
he's
yeah,
a
it's
demon catcher, right?
In a way, it's like a reinterpretation of the Chinese-Japanese lore of Zhang Kui, where he is the vanquisher of demons. He controls 80,000 demons is the lore.
Yeah, so I wrote him. He's basically a sack of ghosts. So I wrote him as a sack of ghosts because he tells people to get in his sack. So he'll be like, yo, get in my sack. And then, because he's a sack, and then that's a sack, so his sack is a sack.
Right.
By the way, I heard that joke like 20 times today. But
I
it's
know,
still
but
funny,
I just wanted to tell you.
No, it's good.
I'm not really excited.
It's good, Tina. It's good, Tina.
Needs to hear it 20
It's good,
times
yeah,
as well,
yeah.
Richard. Exactly.
Sackception.
The
Sackception.
The ultimate there as well. We've hit our sack quota, guys. We can't go over anymore. This is just incredible.
What is
I
his
love it.
scroll pet called? Did you name him? His little ghost?
Sack Fiend.
Sack Fiend? You just made it up right now, didn't you?
I did.
Sack was on the mind still for Tina, the word, so needed to get it out there for the name as well. VXG is here for this Zhang Kui skin. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah.
Want to take a look and see what that special animation will look like as VXG.
Do it.
Come on. Oh! Young and nimble still, despite having a lot of ghosts there, can still get on top of
I
the
never
paintbrush.
thought I'd see the day when a sack growed a broom.
Yes, here we are. We made it.
What do you think of that joke, Morgross?
No comment.
A Patch Notes veteran already, able to move on quickly from Tina jokes.
You passed the test, everyone.
Yeah, consistently. That is amazing. I can't wait to use this skin. It is absolutely amazing. Let's take a listen to the voice pack
Absolutely.
here for Stitched Horror Zhang Kui.
Defend. Attack. Adults fear me. Defend the Titan. Ooh, frightful. Oh, I love it when they scream, don't you? You look like someone who would satisfy my hunger. Ghosts don't get drunk, they get sheet-faced. You know how long it's been since I got a skin? This long.
I love it. Zhang Kui can laugh at himself a little bit.
That's right.
You know? And
Yeah.
Tina, you're welcome for giving you a laugh on that joke. It was completely unintentional, and I heavily regret it. Laughing at that joke.
And the team wanted to thank the community for being loud about the skin.
Yes.
Zhang Kui did deserve a skin, and we want to continue exploring that next year. He was the god that, for the longest time, haven't had a skin. So
Right.
we're really, really excited about not only getting him a skin, but also collaborating with the community to make the skin. You know, working with one of our favorite fan artists
Right.
out there. So, anyways, thank you so much, and we're excited to see more fan art
Yes,
come to life.
absolutely.
We're one of the few studios. You know, there's a lot of studios that have a lot of fans that create fan art. We're really happy to be working for a studio that actually listens and makes concept art from the community come to life.
Yes, very awesome. Again,
sure.
thank you to Wolf Dog Art for a great concept, and so happy to be able to put it in the game. As per usual, when a god gets a new skin like this, and we haven't done it yet, we do get a mastery skin update. So Zhang Kui, his gold, his legendary, and his diamond skins all have a little update for you there as well. We do have those in the game. There, he's looking good.
You know, and it was great. The design team was like, guys, AJ's laughing right now backstage. He's like, guys, we need to update the mastery skins. And then, you know, shout out to the design team for knowing the community, knowing what they want, and making it happen.
Yeah,
So-
dude, that paintbrush is looking good.
Yeah, look at that.
That is
Fiery.
awesome. The new style of the mastery skins, they're updated for Zhang Kui in a patch 5.23. So if for some reason you don't want to use Stitched Horror, which I don't know why you wouldn't, you can show off how many Zhang Kui games you've played before Stitched Horror came around with these mastery updates. So we've got one more skin to do, but we've got to get it all special and ready for Godslayer Ares. So let's throw to a quick video as we get ready to show off this year's Odyssey reward.
It isn't enough. For all our strength, we cannot turn the darkness away. With every moment, mortal blood soaks the earth, and we grow weaker. We must act now while we still can.
My brother, you speak of a path that once walked can never be returned from.
Return to what? To weakness? Destined to die away into myth? No, I will not allow it, and I will do what I must. I will
Some secrets are best left in the shadows, Ares. There exists a power that even the divine should not wield.
Unbridled power to stride across creation, uncontested, indomitable. Where any who might threaten us are cast aside into the pits of the slain. We need no longer be shackled to the worship of mortals. We will never be weak again!
Take care, my brother, in searching out such strength. For what good is power when there is nothing and no one left? Will you still be one of us, Ares, or become that very beast which you sought to destroy?
Godslayer Ares, super excited about it. We got some extra friends here on the casual set. Richard's still here. AJ's joining us, and another new face, Q. What's up, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I am an animator for SMITE, and I did.
Here, I'm gonna move this a little bit closer for you. There you go. You're good now.
Hi. I'm an animator for SMITE, and I did a few animations for Tier 5 Ares.
Awesome.
And they are bad ass.
I can't wait.
Yes.
I cannot wait for it. Again, this was a community voted skin. It was between Ares and Ganesh for the Tier 5, and it ended up being pretty close.
Very close. Down to like 800 votes.
Wow.
And looking at Reddit, we're like, man, I think Ganesh is going to win, but Ares slid in there.
PBM's anti-Ganesh campaign came through.
Maybe he was the one who
ultimately.
pushed it over just over the edge.
That's right, and got the Ares going. So,
Every vote counts. Vote.
That's right. All the time. Voting is the most important thing you can do. Talk to me about the lore behind this game. We just saw an awesome video there. I mean, Ares needs to find a little bit of extra power from somewhere.
Yeah.
What is this shield that he finds?
First, we want to clarify it's the alternate fantasy of the God of War.
Right.
And in this fantasy, Ares is fed up. He wants worshippers, and he wants to swing the tide of war to him. So he's arguing with Athena, and ultimately he decides that there's this ancient artifact that he must do. He must consume, and that's where this ancient relic, that shield,
right?
He takes it upon himself to grab it, but when he does, he can't turn back, and he's all consumed by it. So in the game, you're going to be consumed by the shield, and then you're going to be able to control the evolution of Godslayer Ares.
No way. That is going to be so cool. I cannot wait. We do have the card art here for you for Godslayer Ares. Looking just amazing. These Tier 5 card arts always are a great precursor to what you actually get to see in game.
And what you'll see in game is not just this card art, but you'll see the effects and the shield flickering over it, and you'll see like there'll be the full transformation in the loading screen before you get in game.
Right.
And see, here are reimagined Ares, the God of War, with his newly found power-up shield before things have gotten too
this
dark.
is the honeymoon phase, right? Everything's going great. No problems, no arguing, nothing. Everything's phenomenal. It probably won't last that way.
In a way, he's kind of like feeding the shield with the souls of the dead gods.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's driving him to do more battle, which I'm sure he's not too angry about, being Ares.
So you'll see a couple things here. One is that we changed the level of evolution for this skin. We changed things up a little bit. It's going to evolve forms at level 6 and 11 and 16. That's because we wanted an ultimate on the first stage.
Right, normally you don't get to see that.
Yeah, normally you get to the next form right at 5. So we did a
That
new treatment.
is so cool, holy.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're all good. This is where our animation team went above and beyond. And when we were early discussion about the skin, we were like, Ares has a lot of animation time that we're not really using. Right, Q?
Yeah. For this stage, I think Esteban did the ulti animation.
It looks amazing. I mean, you want to talk about a swag flip of the sword, and then he rises up.
Yeah, he used to just loop.
Right.
And we wanted to actually see this as a real attack from start to finish as he does this cool action, chains the gods, and then pulls them in physically. And you see a lot more of that now.
That is so cool. I love it already.
There's like a lot of force and weight in the animation. Yeah.
Definitely a lot more. It's meaty, you know. It's really gonna hurt.
Feel
you.
the pain of.
Yeah, there is truly no escape.
Can feel the beads is going on cooldown.
Yeah, exactly. But at least you get to see the cool animation, regardless, where he slams the sword. I'm in love with it. Okay, so let's take a look at the next form then, right?
His wings like turn on when he's up there ultimating. If you haven't noticed that, yeah, you see like these like jetpack wings to help boost him up there.
Having a sentient, evil, ancient artifact shield does a lot for you. Apparently,
it does
in that regard. So here's when you hit level 6 and things are starting to go a little bit south for Ares. On a personal level.
Right. He's still feeling strong. He's feeling in control. It's a little more dark power than he expected.
Right.
But it's all good.
Yeah, I can still handle this.
He doesn't have to worry about those silly human worshippers anymore.
Right.
He's just a god of war.
And the voice that he's hearing from the shield is still, he's in control. He's
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because we did a lot of extra work in the voice back here that throughout the first 3 stages, you'll hear Ares talking and you'll hear his voice slowly morphing a bit as the power corrupts him, but you'll also hear the shield kind of whispering evil things into your ear and like taking part in the conversation until we get to stage 4 where they switch places.
Yeah.
And the shield
cool.
takes over
That's
as
really
the main VGS and you hear Ares kind of like distant and trapped.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Q, for you, I mean, you think of the shield fire and it's like, oh, it's fire, what can you really do? But that definitely in this form has a lot more to it, it feels like. Is it difficult to kind of differentiate things as simple as make fire come out of the shield?
For the fire effects, our effects team handles like what's the new fire is gonna be. Is it more demonic? Like each stage of Ares, in the beginning we have a lot more like slightly divine and I think a more blue tone.
Mhm.
But as we get deeper into this demonic form, it turns like grungier and grungier. I think that was the question.
Yeah. No, that's
a good answer.
Yeah,
Good
absolutely.
answer.
It definitely kind of keeps that theme going of he's losing his own ideals and gaining that of the shield. Same sort of alt animation, but this time the red wings instead of the blue.
Right.
And the red effects underneath as well.
In this narrative, he's becoming more corrupted by the shield, and in his effects, his armor, his attitude, and of course the VO transcends into that that narrative.
Well, that's the second form there for Ares. So you will transform again at level 11.
I think yes, we pushed everything up one level.
Wow, things are getting serious now. You got a much bigger sword at this stage, but at what cost? Now he's looking a little bit lost.
Yeah, and the main thing that you'll see here in the start of this form is the chests kind of open up to reveal this kind of energy as the what is left of human Ares is almost gone.
Yeah, normally humans don't have flaming eyes. You know, it's not usually a thing.
You can buy contacts for that, can't you?
Maybe, I don't know. Not me, dude. No, not me. That's why I don't want to get LASIK, because I think we get close to that territory a lot of the time.
It is a bit scary.
It definitely is. The chains looking even spikier and more intense there a lot of the time. Oh, that 2 is much less nice and kind of glowy and much more dark and shadowy.
Yeah, all of the effects continue to change. That aura, that was a tricky one because that has to be kind of subtle just for gameplay reasons, but then we also wanted to show off all this really cool morphing shadow effects that the effects team had created, so you get a good view of that without it being too visually cluttering.
Right.
Which is a key thing to keep in mind with tier 5s. We load them up with all sorts of amazing stuff, but we still got to keep gameplay in mind.
Yes, can't clutter the battlefield too much. And again, the ultimate just gets darker and feels even more intense now with this bigger sword and the bigger armor.
My favorite part of this is watching him when he ults, how he kind of twists his sword in motion.
Yeah.
It feels really impactful.
It's like he's
and
reeling them in.
deliberate. He's reeling them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the slam down into the ground is just so intense.
Oh yeah,
that's my favorite part.
I love it. Oh man, and in that effect that it leaves on the ground there, that it's a little bit easier to see when there aren't gods around you. I mean, he's hitting the ground so hard, he's leaving an impact crater.
Oh yeah, now we got to see this. We got to see this final form now, man.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
I'm itching for it. It's
Let's
so
go to level
good.
20. I've got a feeling that that it'll look a lot like that card art, and that is absolutely insane. Who needs to shoot chains out of the shield anymore? He's got him on his back. I mean, he's just completely consumed, all glowing and red.
His body shape has changed considerably.
He's a specter of himself.
He's flying, which is cool. That's a big change. Like, that's a big change to see from just a god in the middle of a match.
Yes.
To see a change like that is pretty intense. The whole treatment with these chains and these wings growing out full form is something really cool we came up with early on in the idea to just add some extra flair to the skin.
Oh man, that is so
It's
cool.
all complementing this crazy power that he's gained. And Ares is well known for his chain powers as well, so we wanted to play that up when someone who's really good at using chains gets all this crazy corruption power. It's going to involve the chains, right?
Right. It absolutely has to.
So we were happy to show that on his core model all the time, as opposed to just when he fires abilities.
For the animation side, Q, is it harder? Is it hard to do similar effects across a completely different model? I mean, as AJ said, this one's floating instead of walking.
Actually, for flying gods, we have a lot more creative freedom, and especially because we have all these little chains moving around, and we still had the idea of Ares in mind while animating this, but since he's flying, we could expand into like flying into the air and well, if you see the ult, we
gotta see the ult. Don't want to spoil it a little bit too early.
I like how he described it though, creative freedom, and that's cool. When we do have flying gods, you have a lot more flexibility with that. So wait until you see this one.
Oh man, I can't wait. Oh man,
now
that
you're
is
stuck.
so sick.
He's stuck.
Look, what did you do?
Pawn stuck. Pawn stuck. Pawn stuck.
Oh,
GG
you
Pawn.
okay, that's a good call. I mean, as if the sword flip wasn't enough, now he flips himself entirely. The shield and the sword rotate around him.
Yeah.
During the ultimate.
The giant flip pull down is just amazing job by Q and the animation team. I'm so happy with how that one turned out. Yeah.
Man, that is so. I mean, it's like the community's so stoked about this Ares skin. I'm like, I'm sure we're gonna do a great job, but it's Ares. I mean, he just shoots chains and fire, and that's it, right? Like, what can you really do?
Oh.
Well, this clearly showing what we can accomplish.
Yeah, it's incredible, and this is why we take so much time to make a T5 skin. We get many teams together for many months, many moons, and we just have fun with it. We explore. We no limits to what we want to do. And as you can see, that's what we've done for every form. It is its own individual personality, from VO to art direction.
Pawn, let me see that animation one more time without pulling any gods. I wanted you to get the beads all been blown simulation feel here.
That's five sets of beads, and I
Oh, yeah.
still look
all five, and I'm not even mad about it. It's
Yeah.
cool. I'll just blink you later anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's free for you.
I play a lot of Ares, so I'm so excited to play this skin.
Oh man, I can't wait.
We always try to push ourselves and come up with some new things for each tier 5. So this year we came up with another new little tech feature that heavily involves animation as well. So it breaks the fantasy a little bit, but it's such a cool idea anyway. We wanted to do it.
I think it's part of the fantasy.
Yes,
You gotta
it gets the
explain
control. I see. So at level 20, you build this way up, you evolve through the stages, but when you're at level 20, you get one more final reward, which is a VXG.
Okay.
And you can only use this VXG at level 20, and once you use it, it lets it cycle back between the forms, and you
No
can choose
way.
which one you'd like to play as.
So it's like you finally reached the pinnacle of Ares' power.
Right.
And in the final moment, when you've reached the final power, you can decide, as Godslayer Ares, are you going to stay in the dark side and allow the shield to consume and corrupt your heart, or will you go back to your original form? But
Right.
you can only do that once you've reached your pinnacle of your power.
And the
So
way that-
you use the VXG and then you wait until it's the right moment.
Yeah,
and
you
start
have to use
moving.
this VXG out of combat and not moving.
Okay. That's right.
And then you wait until it'll cycle through the forms, start from back to 1 up through 4, and you can interrupt it by attacking or moving to lock yourself into that form.
That's incredible.
And then you can have a team fight like that, and then you can switch and fight again a different one
I was
later.
gonna say, so I was doing really well from level 11 to 16. It has not gone well since level 16, so I'm going to go back to the form that was
definitely.
working
Go
for
ahead
me.
and try, yeah.
And see if that is so cool.
I still haven't done it yet, but what I'm going to do in a playtest is get to the final moment. Before I slay the Titan, I'm going to go next to the opponent's fountain and just do that mode
Right,
and
just
cycle
change.
through my modes.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Show
watch
them-
watch Mark Ross's Titan go down as I do it.
That is awesome. And Q, I mean, how difficult is that animation-wise to be able? I mean, you've got to have 4 different skins at any given moment.
Oh, yeah, it took a long time.
Well said.
Yeah, for the different alt animations, me and Esteban, we talked out like how we want to portray Ares in his different stages. For the original Ares, he's more physical and has like chains, and he's like a warrior. But as he gets consumed by this demon shield, he is starting to obtain this magic power, and you can see he flies into the air and conjures the demonic energies from the shield.
All that power around him.
I really like how the animation team approached it, and the rest of our art team, just trying to draw extra differences between the forms, and then letting those go through a combination of subtle artistic choices, right? That all come together to make it really feel complete.
That's right. And what really helped us drive this skins fantasy is we've actually had multiple concept artists working on this. We had Andy Tim, we had Stu, we had Jordan all come together to really help define it together. And then we also took feedback from the community to really drive this fantasy of the skin, and really led this from concept to modeling and beyond. And it just really shows that this complete package is just exciting and interesting.
This transformation feature has been so helpful, this special emote, even just in testing and practicing and play testing. Like, wait a second, let me look at that again. And you can, you can change forms and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like everyone has GM commands for
So that
at
was
least
our,
one little thing.
our big new development with this skin. And we include a couple other bonus features. When you unlock this skin, you'll also unlock the Godslayer jump stamp and recall skin.
Right.
So then you can use those on your other gods to show off your Godslayer, even when you're not currently playing Ares. Someone quick locks him in before you get the chance. You can still show off your Godslayer powers.
That's right.
We've tried that in the past, and that's been really successful. So we like to do that.
And the back animation, I think we only saw it for this final form, but it was really awesome. The back animations, I've been saying for a while now, of really just like, it used to just kind of be a thing, right? Oh, you press back and I'm already opening the item store. I don't open the item store anymore because I want to watch my character back. They've all been so cool.
Please watch the back
baiting people in lane.
Yeah, I mean that one is amazing on the final form. I don't know if it'll go to, if we could we can just change. We can just change form easily to one of the other ones and see the back animations.
This
on
is
these.
Ares still.
Yep.
We like how we keep a little bit of real Ares alive in the skin.
Yep.
But we went all out on the final form recall.
Gotcha. That is really awesome for this. And again, as AJ mentioned, you do get a jump stamp and a recall skin whenever you unlock Godslayer Ares. And as per usual, these T5s they take a ton of time in multiple departments. So thanks to all of them for getting it done.
I mean, yeah,
here
it's
for
more than
5.23.
4 skins when you think about it. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
everything has to be done multiple times, and there's all this new tech and things like that coming together. It's a great part of the year every year. I'm always so excited to see the tier 5. I love how the voting went this year. The bracket, that was really fun.
The bracket was fun.
That was a new style. I did a little video for that and everything. The participation was great.
Good.
Seeing everybody post their thoughts was awesome.
Yep.
And that was,
really
shout
good
out to the
process.
community and marketing team to really put together that power bracket. Want to hear from the community. If you like that style of voting, we'll do it again. We're always looking for ways to improve that voting process.
Yep.
Because unlike other studios, we really want to make sure that you have a say into our skins creation. So excited to see what you want out of the skins voting process.
Of course, we haven't taken a listen to that voice pack quite yet. We got to take a listen to that for here for Godslayer Ares.
Attack! Defend!
That sounds like the final form.
Yeah,
voice pack.
I believe that is the final form there.
I wonder if we have got the VXG and the voice pack not quite fully playing nice with each other yet, which is totally
probably
possible.
Not quite yet. Still a little early. Of course, that will be different as you go through on the live form. But yes, this is the final form VGS and voice pack. So we can still take a listen.
That sounds correct.
I am the master, and you are all my puppets.
controls us. I hope you like the stench of blood and destruction. It will soon be everywhere. Just change color. No, not at all. Everything is just fine.
That's
the
awesome.
correct final form of voice back, and you could hear Ares like trapped and distant
Right.
in one of them, like warning you to get away.
Yeah.
And you'll hear Ares in the earlier forms taking control, but with the shield kind of laughing. And oh man, one of my favorite ones, I think it's hello. When you say hello with Ares, he's like greetings, and the shield goes hi.
He wants you to know that he's there too.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
shield is a little bit of a smartass.
Okay. I
A
like
little
it.
bit, but you'll see. You'll get to know him too. They're two
Yes.
characters really in one, and we've tried that before, and it's been tough to pull off. But I think this one we really got it. We really got it done.
Super excited about that. Again, Godslayer Ares coming in patch 5.23, but we still got a little bit of time before season 6 starts, and so we've got some more exciting things coming up, right?
That is true. So we're getting towards the end of the season. We're really happy with how season 5 went overall. The new Conquest map was a big success. So we've got one more patch before 6.1. That's going to be 5.24 at the beginning of January. That is going to be the King Arthur patch. So I know a lot of people here today. We're hoping to hear some more about him. We wanted to tell you that he is coming out next patch.
Okay.
So keep it your eye out, your ears open, your eyes closed, whatever I said, and
Eloquence.
watch out for the blogs and tweets and stuff as we got coming for King Arthur. We're going to start ramping that up now.
Yep.
Starting next week, I think.
Next week, more information about good old King Arthur.
And then 6.1 will be right after that. So we're gonna and then Merlin will be short after. So it's going to be some exciting times coming up as we go through our holiday season and beginning of the new year.
Get ready. As someone who's playtested King Arthur, let me tell you, it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be worth the wait. I promise you that. You guys are going to be super excited. Thanks so much for watching here on Patch Notes. 5.23 update coming to you soon. Keep tuned to all of our official channels on social media for things like the PTS and things of that nature. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.